Thanks for joining me today to share your experience with ArcVida.
Of course, glad to be here.
So talk to me before you started with ArcVida. How are you feeling about your career or your job search?
I was feeling very lost. I didn't have any direction of where I wanted to go. Um, and definitely a lot of anxiety. I was experiencing a lot of anxiety in terms of um, losing a job potentially and everything that was happening with COVID, obviously.
Yeah. And then how did you decide to work with ArcVida?
So I had reached out on a Slack channel, Ladies Get Paid, and you connected with me and we chatted. And I think that our talk was very illuminating, but also just looking at the fact that ArcVida is a plan and has accountability was what I think I needed to not be so directionless and to slow down a little bit. And I was really interested in the idea that ArcVida, you like get us to be invited to interview rather than like just doing so many applications. And I thought that that was a really cool way to network for a job.
Yeah. So then what was your experience like with your group, with the work you were doing? What was that like for you?
Yeah, I think I got put in a cohort where we were matched very well. I still talk to everyone in the cohort, and it was really supportive. We all like were checking in on each other and seeing how job searching was going. I think the introspective work was really good. Having the conversations with some of my friends and mentors about um, my what they saw in me was really powerful, and and had a lot of really cool conversations with people in neat marketing fields that I was thinking about going into.
Awesome. And how much time did you spend on an average week, do you think?
I think I probably spent, including the meetings, about 4 to 5 hours a week.
And you were working, right, the whole time?
Yeah, yeah. So I had a full-time job and I picked up a side project that ended up was taking a lot of time, but I wasn't doing anything else during this time. It was just a lot of being at home.
Yeah, COVID. So
Yeah.
what was your outcome? What ended up happening?
Yeah. So I ended up staying with my company. I am glad that I did. I Part of the coming to ArcVida was that um, they were going to get rid of their remote workforce. They decided not to, especially with everybody working from home. So I stayed. I was excited to stay with a company that I like, but I also feel that ArcVida gave me the ability to acknowledge like what I wanted to work on and choose stretch projects and get excited about different things that interested me and find a way to like bring them into my work.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think by just like still being present every day in work, I ended up getting a um, throughout this whole process of anxiety of losing my job, still showed up in like full uh there's a term for that full anyway,
Engagement.
full
Yeah.
out. And I ended up getting a 30% raise and a promotion, title promotion to senior marketing strategist. So it was very exciting.
That was exciting. So how do you feel now?
I feel well much more secure. I think I had much less anxiety about the future. Um, I feel I actually feel like more confident in my role. Um, I think that I finally got this like huge promotion that I was like, yes. So, I never thought I cared about title. But like for like 2 weeks, I was like, anybody, talk to me. I was like, a senior, so and so, like, excuse me, I'm a senior marketing. And so I got like, you know, kind of, it was like joked around that. It was actually really cool to get that title. And then, yeah, I think that I feel I guess confident enough to choose more projects that interest me.
It sounds really fun. So if you hadn't have worked with ArcVida, what do you think? what do you think you would have done? What would that have been like?
I think I would have just been running around applying to different jobs and not really getting anywhere. Definitely would have been burnt out. And I think that I also probably would have gotten really distracted. Like the world's been crazy this year, and I think it would have been really easy to just step away from this type of work, of like the introspection and um, the search and not having, yeah, I guess to the direction. So I probably would have like had a lot of anxiety. Um, I don't know where I would be now if I would still be as full out at work. If they would have kept me and gotten the promotion, all of that.
Hmm. So who would you recommend? I know a lot of, potentially someone who's thinking about looking for work or making their transition with ArcVida is watching this. Who would you recommend this to? What kind of person?
I would recommend ArcVida to someone who has started a job search. You know, whether you've had like a interview that didn't go so well, or you started to look at jobs and apply to them and realize that they're not connected at all, and you have no idea, or you get so pumped every time you see a job and you want to apply but don't have direction. Um, but have already started to take the journey to finding a new job. Yeah, and I guess I would also recommend that you be open to looking at yourself and not just like forging through applications and people in an industry that you think you want to be in, but to actually like take a good look at um, yourself and talk to other people about you and your strengths.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I really appreciate you sharing your experience.
Thank
And
you.
it's great,
Yes.
great that you're willing to. Good luck. It sounds like you're going to have a continued great experience with your company.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for reaching out on Slack and taking, I think that I'm very grateful that you are so, um, I think when I tell people about ArcVida, I talk about how you are so generous. You were so generous with your time with me to kind of be like, is this for you? And being, very straightforward with it. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome.